Hey, you guys, I'm Taylor, and welcome back to the We Aim to Slay self-care series. Started as the idea that you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So, throughout my pageantry and volunteering experience throughout the years, it's important, as I've found, to make sure you take time to take care of yourself, no matter what you're doing. If you're out there and you're trying to make a difference for other people, you've got to take time to make a difference for yourself as well. So, in this series, I talk to different women across the country about their self care practices and how they take care of themselves and balance that with all the things they're doing to make the world around them a better place. If you are new, then there's a chance you're not even sure what We Aim to Slay is. So, I founded We Aim to Slay in 2016. It is a fashion, beauty, lifestyle brand. Originally was just a blog, sort of dedicated to the idea that true beauty stems from having the confidence to be your most authentic self all the time, which has always been how I've lived my life because I don't know any other way. And throughout this journey, I've expanded now into this live stream podcast series and a YouTube channel. So all previous episodes of the self-care series can be found on the YouTube channel, as well as some of my hair, makeup tutorials, some of my product reviews, and all sorts of good stuff. So I always tend to start these things a few minutes early just to give, a little bit of an introduction and to get everything situated because I always tend to have a little bit of technical difficulties doing this, but whatever. It's just kind of part and parcel to what this process is at this point. So my guest tonight is incredible. I met her last year. We were both judging together for a pageant in New York. We were judging for the Miss Empire Royalty, Miss Culture Galaxy, and Miss American Nation holiday pageant last year. Shout out to them, longtime family. I love them. But she's just like a hoot. She's so inspiring. Like I follow her online and she just spent some time like alone in Europe, just like having a good time. And like when I grow up, I want to be just like her. So we'll give her a few minutes to get situated and then get on because I'm still a bit early. But in the meantime, there were some exciting things happening at We Aim to Slay and on the YouTube. So obviously it's now November. We've just wrapped the Halloween chapter, aka October. So really excited that I got to put up 4 like actual tutorials for looks this year. I hadn't done full Halloween tutorial looks yet, so that was pretty exciting. I did a pirate, sort of like a glam grunge makeup look. I did one of the Hashira from Demon Slayer, which if you're not into it, maybe you should give it a try because I think it's pretty great. And then I did Glinda and Alphaba because Wicked comes out in just like a week or two. I think it comes out next week. So that's pretty exciting. Also exciting because I get to share those photos again because I love them. So yeah. And then looking forward on We Aim to Slay, we're going into the full holiday season. So keep an eye out for the 2025 gift guide. That's going to be exciting. I'm going to do something a little bit different this year for the gift guide. So I'm excited for everybody to see it. All right. So our guest tonight should be on in just a few moments, actually, which is pretty exciting. Let me just make sure I sent the invitation correctly because y'all know I'm not great at this. Okay. Theoretically, I sent it. And we'll just see what happens. In the meantime, like I was saying, we're moving into holiday season. The gift guide is coming together. I'm also really excited because I've got some like cool projects coming up that I can't wait to share. One of which I actually have right now. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this. Here she is. Approve. Okay, I think our guest is coming on. It says it's adding you, girl. Hello.
Hello. Is my camera?
You're sideways on my view now.
What about now?
Perfect.
Okay.
Am I
Hello.
sideways for you?
Yes, but it's okay.
I can never figure out what these things are doing. So as long as it's working, that's really what matters to me.
I know technology is fun, so we're just gonna roll with the punches. As long as I can see you, you can see me, and you can hear me, we're all good.
We're doing it. We're doing it. So I have not officially introduced you because I love to let people introduce themselves. So if you would like to tell our viewers your name and a little bit about you.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Brania. I am a graduate from Mercer University. I've got my degree in marketing. I also have my MBA in general business. I have an extensive background in the entertainment industry. I've worked for top radio stations in New York. I also have been in the healthcare industry for over a decade. So I'm combining a little bit of both of my degrees in my busy time, I guess you could say. Um, I've been doing pageants for quite some time. I do think I started a little bit late in the game, but I've caught up, I feel. So I am a former title holder for numerous systems and most recently International United Miss. And yeah, I'm a huge sports head. I love pizza. I love coffee. Not together, but that's me in a nutshell.
I love it. So tell me a bit about some of your community service efforts and how you like to give back to your community.
Definitely. So first and foremost, I want to say that I actually won my title during COVID. So I had quite a unique reign. But I felt like it was quite interesting to be able to get creative and get involved differently, most of it being virtually. And that
Mhm.
honestly opened so many more opportunities. So when things got back to normal, whatever we called normal, at that point in time, we were able to connect with people not only online, but also through lives and I got to network with so many more people that wanted me to get involved, whether it was helping other contestants prep for their pageants virtually across the nation, literally. Of course, being able to give back, whether it was mailing something to someone that I wouldn't have been able to drive to right away,
Mhm.
and when things opened up again, I was able to discover a lot more ways to get involved hands on. My platform was actually self love, which is very relatable to your self care series. And I was able to apply to that both virtually and in person. I also focused on food insecurity and being able to give back in that
Mhm.
sense. During COVID, there were a lot of community fridges, and a lot of that stayed around for quite some time. So my mother and I made packed up sandwiches, and we were able to put canned foods nearby and fruits, and people would just grab them as needed. So I love being able to get involved both in person and virtually, and being able to share that with other title holders and just say, hey, there's more than just showing a face at a parade and waving, that I don't really consider community service. That's just promoting your system. But yeah, so I mean, any way that I can get involved, even though I've been out of the system for quite some time, I am in healthcare. So that alone, I feel like I'm giving back every day. And working actually on a platform with my current workplace. It's called I Care from the Heart. So we're trying to give back to people within our community that can't afford things like eye care or eyeglasses. So
Yeah.
those are current projects too, which also brings me back to COVID times because I was also collecting um, expired prescription like glasses that people would donate over if their prescription no longer worked for them. I'm sure it worked for someone else. So also collaborating with Lions Clubs and Eyes for the Needy. I can go on and on and on, but wherever I can tie my hands, I will get involved.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. So how did you end up getting involved originally? Like, where did your love of giving back start?
Honestly, pageants. I feel like I connected with so many people who just had so many different platforms across the board.
Hmm.
And it was just so interesting to say, why settle for one specific area of community service? Why not try to give back as much as you can? So whether it's Toys for Tots, especially during the holidays, or food, like soup kitchens, things like that. So pageantry honestly opened up so many areas of opportunity to just stay connected. I was also very involved in Habitat for Humanity, and I thought that was just awesome to see. And being able to know that that was in my own backyard in Westchester. And again, spreading the message and continuing to tell other title holders that are still competing, hey, you can volunteer here, you can volunteer there.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Not only that the idea of like starting through pageants, because especially back when I started in like the early 2000s, which is like weird to even say, community service
It
was like
is.
a required part of being a contestant. You had to
Right.
either bring a donation. It frequently, a lot of pageants did pair with Toys for Tots. You had to bring a toy or some sort of item to donate. And you're right, that is kind of what kind of originally drove the point home. I mean, my whole family is very into doing their part in a way that I feel like we don't even consider it community service.
Right.
Like my mom and one of my sisters have been fostering animals for as long as I can remember. And like
Mhm.
my grandfather is a doctor. My grandmother used to be a nurse. It's like, that's just part of who my family is, which is really cool.
Right, right,
But you're right. For some people, like they need that entry point. And I love what you said about you can do anything. You don't have to tie yourself to any one category
correct.
of giving back. There's opportunities for everyone.
Yeah,
And
it just becomes part
especially,
of you.
yeah. And especially the idea that there are like 501(c)(3)s or other sort of like nonprofit organizations in literally every interest category. So my main focus has been environmental issues. I like the environment and animals a little bit more than people personally. And through that effort, I found some really cool organizations that were started by surfers because I started surfing during the pandemic and I just thought it was super cool. And they're like totally different. So one group is the Surfrider Foundation, and that's all like beach cleanups, community cleanups, keeping the natural world clean and sort of preventing pollution. And then I
That's
also work
awesome.
with Amp Surf, which is so cool. We pair certified surfing instructors, of which I am not yet. I'm just a volunteer that helps, with people who are differently abled and veterans, and we teach them how to surf for the day and give them that opportunity to try something new.
I
And
love that.
it's just like you're saying, there's a way to make anything you're interested in do something positive for another person.
Right, right. Yeah, it makes you feel good inside and out. It just makes you feel good. You learn something from them, they learn something from you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, part of what this whole podcast series is about is the idea of marrying our volunteer efforts with how we take care of ourselves. So, what are some of your self care practices?
It's a work in progress. I feel like every day is a different day. But I decided to pick up or emphasize on self-love during my reign as International United Miss because I gave myself a 3-year break between competing for the same title. And I felt like throughout those 3 years, I needed to build myself back up. I had to figure out why I fell short the first time. I had to find the strength within myself to say, I can do this again. I know I have what it takes. Um, just pick up where I left off for the most part and grow from there. I felt like it was the perfect platform because although I was struggling to figure it out on my own, um, I set up a lot of social media challenges and had
Mhm.
other people get involved, and honestly, they inspired me. So it was just it was a lot of learning and growing during that time. Some self-care practices that I use now, I try to make sure that I take some time to do something for myself after my 9 to 5. And that's something as simple as if I want to scroll on social media for an hour, that's okay. If I want to sit back and binge watch a couple of Netflix shows on a Sunday, that's okay. If I want to go for a walk, that's okay. Um, I felt like I was so consumed at a point in my life in just going to work and going to sleep, going to work and going to sleep.
Mhm.
And I kind of lost myself in that process. Sometimes I feel like when I sign up for a pageant, it gives me a reason to branch out of, hey, stop your 9 to 5 for a second and do something for yourself. But yeah, so it's been a work in progress. I mean, I have gone through a lot of personal changes in this last year of my life alone. And I feel like it's still a lot of learning and growing as I'm adulting. But yeah, just trying to pick up a hobby, just trying to figure out what I like. I've been traveling a little bit more. I've been making plans with friends and showing up no matter how I feel. I've been putting on a little more makeup and making sure my hair looks a little better just because it makes me feel better, not so much for someone else. But those little things help. So on the inside, on the outside, whatever it is, just try to do one thing a day, even if it's for 10 minutes to read a book or scroll through social media or
Mhm.
whatever it is, to just do it. We can't consume ourselves so much into something that doesn't make us happy. So we've got to disconnect for a little bit and do something for ourselves. I'm working on that.
Yes. 100%. I feel like I talk about this all the time. It is so important for people to have a why, like a thing that motivates them to get out of bed in the morning. And going to
Right.
work is not that. We do not go,
Or the
we
gym.
don't get out of bed just going to work. Like that's not it. That's so small. Like, and I know that
Right.
some people get kind of caught in that cycle of thinking like, oh, well, I have to go to work because I have to pay my bills, because I have to do, and yeah, we all have to do that. We all
Right.
have to do it. But at the end of the day, that is like the absolute least important thing about your life. I mean, yeah, be responsible, but
Mm-hmm.
unless you are doing something like truly life changing every single moment of the day, and maybe you are because you work in healthcare, that's possible. Like, I just feel like you have to have an identity outside of what your day job is. And it can't be
Right.
a side hustle exclusively. You have to have a hobby or an activity, a
Right.
sport, a something that you just do because you love it.
Right. I mean, they say, obviously, it's not my business and I'm not a business owner, but I do have bosses and I'm waking up every day and I'm fulfilling their dreams. So I have to find a way to achieve my own goals, whether it's 10 minutes a day of something. Something as small as going to the gym. Like, hey, if you want to lose weight, setting an example, then you have to set your mind to it. It's not something you want to get up and do every day, at least not me. But you've got to find your motivation within to do so. And if that's what's going to make you feel better about yourself, whether it's your physical appearance or just for health reasons, you've got to find the time to put yourself first and not just because again, it's be in that routine every single day. Like, okay, we're gonna get up and go to work and we're gonna do this again tomorrow and squeeze some dinner in between. Like, no.
Mhm. Yeah, 100%. And like, it's totally fine to take breaks from things. Like, sometimes you get overwhelmed, or sometimes you get busy, or sometimes work really is like that on your mind. And so that's all your focus is. But it's important to take a step back and
Mm-hmm.
find those things that you live for, that are important to you, that you just do because you love them. Like you were saying, traveling. I also love to travel. And like in the last few years, I've been doing more road trips and like going camping with my mom. And like we just got a camper over the summer. And so we've been having a lot of fun. We were able to bring our dogs with us because we're, driving places. And that's been such a big motivator because it's just
I love that.
fun, like of
I
course
love that.
you've just been
Yeah.
traveling because it's just exciting.
Mm-hmm. If I can get over the fear of flying, I'd probably travel more. But road trips are not a bad idea. I'm starting to plan some road trips. So that's also, I think, a part of self-care. A little escape, getting to know other cultures, more people, just experiencing the world.
Yeah, 100%. And there's some really cool places like that aren't that far. Like we've been driving to and from Florida like a couple times a year every year because we're crazy people.
That's
um
that's a little bit of a long drive. But
it's
I'll probably
so
do it one day.
much, but actually it is worth it. I feel like you should. It's like a really beautiful drive, whether you go like down 95, which can be kind of rough depending on when you leave, or you go through like the Blue Ridge Mountains, which is supposed to be beautiful. Eventually, I'll take that route. But actually, there's a really cute little area in Pennsylvania that's like a 3 hour drive from us. It's Tannersville. It's in the Poconos. There is the most incredible taco place I've ever been to in my entire life. I talk about it constantly. I love tacos.
I do
It's called
too. I don't
Zach's
know
Taco
anyone that
Shack.
doesn't.
True. I mean, yeah, but this place is like they make them to order. They have like a different special every day. Like one time I got like a scallops taco.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
I know
this place is
exactly where
worth it.
Tannersville is.
Yes. Okay. So Zach's Taco Shack.
Okay. Noted.
Circling back around. So you were talking about your self-care initiative from during your year as a title holder. Um, Talk to me a little bit about how you were able to kind of like branch that out to incorporate other people and maybe, like how you were able to get them involved in this sort of self-care journey.
Yeah, so I created a self-care, self-love challenge, and I also have a hashtag on social media that's self-love, and the O in the word love is a crown, the actual crown emoji. So it's a very unique hashtag and it's very specific, but also easy to find and filter out. So those that participated in my self-love challenge were title holders and non-title holders, which I loved. Um, and it was like a 7 or 8 day challenge, and I had asked people to post something different every day based on how they practice self-love, what are some challenges they had to overcome. And I've gotten all kinds of things, whether it was like a physical change um, or mentally, and I realized that I wasn't the only one on this self-love journey. Everyone comes from all different walks of life, all different age groups, all different backgrounds, and you start to learn people more and perhaps opens your eyes to just different things. But I felt like I was so much more connected with people because of that, and they genuinely enjoyed that. I had gotten feedback from title holders when I then met them in person, because I started giving out these pins, self-love pins. It's literally the heart hand emoji with the heart filled in pink, and contestants were wearing them on their sashes. Until this day, I still see title holders that are either in other systems or recompeting for the same system with the pin on their sash, and that they just loved how I talked so much about self-love and my self-love journey, and had self-love challenges, and just had little contests on my social media because, again, during my reign, social media was my best friend. Um, so I feel like I was able to connect with a lot of people in that aspect. I also feel like it was so hard for people to just mentally get out of the four walls. During the pandemic, it was a very scary time. No one knew if they were going to go back to a job. No one knew what tomorrow was going to look like. No one knew how, I mean, I didn't even know where I was going to get my pageant dress. Everything was closed. So
Yeah.
it was something as simple as that, which is like, hey, first world problems. But it was a scary time. Like, was my boss going to call me and say, hey, our business didn't survive. I'm sorry, you're unemployed. Or was my job okay? And I know I wasn't the only one. And I don't even have kids or a family to really feed. I was just me. So I can't even imagine what other people were going through. So I felt like it was the perfect year to talk about self-love, for people to try to find a little bit of love and courage and motivation from within to say everything's going to be okay.
Mhm.
Of course, aside from those actually affected from COVID, that's separate and apart. But yeah, I feel like it's something that I was practicing and preaching, and honestly, I feel like I've learned to emphasize self-love a lot more in the last year of my life instead of 5 years ago when I was talking about it. It's kind of one of those things where I wasn't taking my own advice, but I kept talking about it, and I just kept saying, you're braver than you think, you're stronger than you are, um, so on and so forth. And I was just this motivational person online. Like, I was like the favorite person to follow on social media. Like, if you're looking for some inspo, you'd go to my page. So I want to say social media was my best friend, and it still is, because I still reach out to a lot of people. I may not post as much about it, but I do reach out to a lot of people that are either registering for a new system or for the first time or recompeting for a title over and over. And I'm just that little bug in their ear all the time saying, good for you, go for it, let me know what you need. Um, so I feel like I'm learning and growing with that even more now, and just hitting the ground running and trying to make sure that my friends feel that I'm there even though I'm not, or that I feel like a friend even though I'm not physically there, I guess you could say. But yeah, so social media has been great in that aspect and letting me be able to spread the message of self-love and being able to just expand in that direction.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. You hit on two really interesting points that I'd love to kind of get a little deeper in. The idea of like having a support and being a support and having that network, so important, especially during the pandemic, like you were saying, when we were so trapped and so isolated. And it was kind of hard, even if we were communicating with our friends, it was hard to find that sort of sense of belonging at that time, like
Right.
you were saying. And I feel like that makes it that much harder to feel like you belong in and of yourself, which brings me to kind of like the next point I wanted to talk about. What do you feel like are some of the bigger obstacles that people face when they're trying to find this self love and they're just not getting it, or they're just doubting themselves?
First and foremost, I want to say support is the word I was looking for when I was previously responding to the last question. Um, I feel like the biggest challenge is honestly people caring too much about what other people think. I think
Mm.
that is not just a title holder or a pageant contestant. I think that's everyone. I know that was me too, especially when you come back from almost winning a title, not winning it. You're so worried and so concerned about what you did wrong instead of what you could do better. Um, the difference between me competing at that point and me competing 3 years later was not caring about what anyone thinks and just getting on stage and giving the best version of myself. And it obviously paid off, but trying to literally cancel out everything around you. Just don't compare yourself to other people. Don't say, oh my God, her dress is more expensive than mine. Um, don't compare yourself to others. Don't care too much about what other people think. And that applies to everything, really. It's not just pageants. That could apply to your workplace. That could apply to, um, your surroundings. Just focus on you. Try to be the best version of yourself every single day. Try to have more positive thoughts than negative thoughts. Um, I do want to share actually during my year, or actually during competition, one of my questions from one of my judges was not word for word, but along the lines of how do you feel about social media and its negative impact, something along those lines. And I honestly think social media can be as beautiful as you make it. It could be,
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be this negative world. You choose to follow the accounts you want. You don't have to dive yourself into all of these accounts that are spreading nothing but negativity. You can choose to follow inspirational pages and whatever your interest is. If you're wanting to be into fitness, follow fitness pages that motivate you. If you're wanting to learn how to bake, maybe follow some pages that are sharing recipes. If you love decorating and you love art, start following just pages that are more of your interest and less of this negativity. I mean, yes, you're going to hear maybe major news and breaking news, of course, because people
That
talk about
slips
it and it's
through,
social
yeah.
media, right? And that's just the world. We can't stop it. But social media can be as beautiful as you want it to be. It's so easy to fall into a negative world and to fall into a dark hole. Um, but social media can literally be the most magical thing for you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
helped me a lot personally throughout my self-love journey, just to be able to follow better hashtags, even Pinterest. They're constantly putting motivational quotes, and all you have to do is type what you want, what you're looking for. It'll filter out exactly what you're looking for. But cut out everything else. Don't worry about what other people think. Focus on you and try to build a better you.
100%. And kind of like same, but different. Do not feel like you can't just post it. That was like my barrier to entry with so many aspects of social media, that like I felt as though the photo wasn't just right, or my hair didn't look good, the lighting was off, I didn't have the right music that I wanted, whatever nonsense. And it's like, that's so stupid. One of my younger sisters was actually like, just post it. The longer
Right.
you think about a video and try to make it perfect, the less good it is, because it's less authentic. Just post it. So now I just do, like, honestly, I take the videos off Snapchat that I send to like my family Snapchat, and I post those on TikTok, and that has been, that has been working lately, you know. And yeah,
Good,
you're
yeah.
right, just like, just have fun with it. I always
Right.
wonder, I feel like you always hear people talk about how negative social media can be. And like, I have not had a negative social media experience. And I've been on the internet since the MySpace days, you know?
Right.
It's like,
Same.
right.
Same.
It's like, I never felt like the internet was some sort of like big, bad, horrible, coming to get you monster. It was
Right.
always a place of expression and finding like-minded people. I, I
Correct.
I don't know. I just think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. Exactly what you're saying. Like, you interact with what you want to see, and you see what you interact with. And if you're, like you were saying, constantly focused on the negativity in the world, that's what you're going to see. Or even if you
Right.
just kind of get sucked into one thing. Like, I know so many people who have like, their algorithm is like so programmed that it shows them like one topic. And I'm like,
Hmm.
how my algorithms are so varied, and they're varied across platforms,
Right.
you know, like all of them have like sort of that like connectivity of like fashion, makeup, hair stuff, because that's like what I'm posting, so it's finding things like that to show me as well. But I don't know, I see a million things.
Yeah, same. I mean, like misery loves company, right? So you're gonna start posting or perhaps searching something that's very negative. Well, guess what? Instagram's Explore page is going to keep throwing you more pages to fuel that.
Mhm.
Social media can be as beautiful as you want it to be. That's all.
Yes. Well, I feel like everything is like that. Like, even life is like that. We're only given so much time here. We can choose to enjoy ourselves, or we can choose to be miserable the entire time. It's like,
Right.
why would you want to be? Like, there's going to be moments where you have no control over it and you're going to be miserable. We're going to experience loss and devastation and misery and all sorts of things. But those are going to happen organically through
Right. We're human.
experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Why would you actively seek out those things? And like, I fall victim to it too, of course. Like,
Same.
there are times if I'm like really down, I want to compound the down. You know, I'm going to listen to sad music. I'm going to watch the movies that make me cry. I'm not going to be putting on a full face of makeup and like putting on my little hair accessories that I'm so into. You know, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show up and I'm going to look as best as I need to and get the day done. Get back
Right.
into my bed at the end of the day and be like,
Right.
we'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's
But
okay because you're human.
exactly. But the key is, right, it's the try again tomorrow.
Right.
You can't give up on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel
Just keep
like a lot
going.
of people have given up on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you were saying before, a lot of people also found themselves during COVID, when they had that
Or
time
lost themselves.
to
Yeah.
slow
A
down.
little bit of both.
True. If you felt like you were really together before COVID, I feel like it was hard to get into COVID. That
Right.
I was one of those people. Those first few months, I didn't know what to do, because my business was one that went out of business like pretty quickly. And I didn't
Right.
know what to do. At that point in time, I think that was 2020. So I was like 24, 25. I was turning 25 that year, I think. I thought I had everything together. I had all these little ideas. I had my little life plan.
It was
I knew.
scary.
And then all of a sudden,
Plot
I had
twist. Yeah.
no idea what the heck was going on. And none of us did.
Yeah. No, none of us did. I was pretty much on lockdown with mom, and I said, well, I guess this is my time to get in the kitchen with mom and create some bonding experiences and see dad as much as I can. It was more of a bonding time. I mean, I guess because I'm in healthcare, I wasn't too concerned about finding another position, but it was still the uncertainty of, well, but when? The bills
Hmm.
don't stop. Maybe they paused, but they were going to resume. Yeah, it was scary. It was an absolute scary time. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do a pageant.
I love it. Why not?
Why not?
I mean, can relate. So I was originally stuck at my boyfriend at the time's house for a lockdown. That is what led to me breaking up with him and like in tears at like 5 o'clock in the morning, like, dude, I've packed my stuff into the car and I'm leaving.
Right.
LOL,
Mhm.
bye. So that was aggressive. Uh,
Yeah. Oh, it was definitely a time where, like, if you survived it, you can survive anything with whoever you were stuck with. Yeah, it
yes.
was a weird time for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And like my mom and I ended up just like hiking and like learning how to surf. She did a pageant. She won her co-ed title that year, and then the year after I went back and I won mine. So that was
Look at
fun.
that.
Look at
Oh.
that. So COVID was like pageant perfection time.
Yeah, and a lot of people were honestly offering a lot of free courses online, so I took advantage of that. I think Nia Sanchez was doing some interview prep online. I was jumping on that for sure because it was free. And then oh my God, what's her name? The pageant co she's a runway coach.
Luciera.
Yes, Luciera. Oh my God, I was name was on the tip of my tongue. She was also offering a lot of free class, and I said, you know what? I am going to take advantage of every single bit of this because I've never had a coach and I've always been self-taught, and this is my time to take advantage because I had no place to go. A lot of us had no place to go.
And you know what? Like that was the kind of the beauty of COVID. Like obviously the medical crisis that was occurring, terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But the slowing down, taking your time, being at home, having the time to invest in yourself, your
Right.
hobbies, what have you. I miss that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lord, do I miss that. And not so much that I feel like I don't have that time. I just actively don't give myself the time to relax. I
Right.
guess I'm like an overly anxious person. I probably have some like untreated slash undiagnosed anxiety disorder. It's totally fine. It's whatever. Because
Same.
I cannot sit still for like more than a few minutes except on like Sunday. Like I'm not even act religious in that way, and yet I took to heart when they said Sunday is the day of rest because like so this past Sunday, what was that, yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday my dog and I just had the most delicious snuggle, watch the rain, watch some Netflix. It was just, and I needed that. Like I truly, truly needed that because I don't ever give myself time to
Mm-hmm.
just relax.
Yeah,
And
it's true. A lot of us
it's,
don't.
yeah, and it's crazy because like I'm using the time productively. Like I don't feel like I'm just wasting the time. I'm accomplishing things and then I'm finding that sense of joy in the accomplishment. But then the issue is that like I'm chasing the sense of joy in the accomplishment. And it's like I've got to remember that the process is also fun. I
Right.
enjoy the process. There are aspects of like, especially my process, like on the William Slate side of things, I have never enjoyed video editing. It was the thing I was the worst at in college when I studied journalism. It is still to this day my least favorite aspect of what I've decided to do with my life in my free time. But I know that in the end, when I upload that video to wherever it's going, I feel so much joy.
Right.
But I also get so much joy out of just filming the video in the first place. Like, it's just like you've got to
It's
find
the
the
in
joy.
between. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But you've also got to like relax and appreciate the wins and like you got to celebrate the small stuff.
Right.
I have
That's
trouble
true.
with that. I cannot relax.
I'm trying to learn that too, celebrate the small things. But I have absolutely become a professional couch potato on Sundays. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a huge sports head. I love that October hits, it's fall, it's a little chilly outside. I'm indoors and I'm watching basketball, I'm watching football. Yeah, it's just my season. I love it.
See, I wish I had like a thing that was like a seasons. I started rewatching Bridgerton yesterday because the new season starts in January. Second half is out in February. So that's my season for right now. I am prepping for Bridgerton mania.
I have never seen an episode. I know.
You know what? Actually, I'm not even going to make that face because, as we were just saying, the internet is vast. And like, if that's not the kind of stuff you're into, it makes sense that you wouldn't watch it. And that's okay. So I'm traditionally more of like a you should read the book person. I have not read these books. I've just watched this show because I don't know why. I haven't put in much effort to finding the books.
I haven't tried it. So I don't know if it's for me yet. I just haven't tried it. I haven't taken the time to try it.
I mean, I recommend it, but I enjoy it. Like, if you've liked any sort of Keira Knightley period piece movie, you'll enjoy this. If you got into any of that romantasy / smut stuff, I personally am a big fan of that. You would enjoy this. If you were, it's not a musical. I was going to say, like, if you were into Hamilton, you might be into this, but insofar as, like, it's historically inaccurate,
I think eventually I'll come around to watching it, but I just haven't said, okay, today's the day.
Honestly,
I feel that way
I
with
don't
Grey's
feel
Anatomy
like
too. That's another one I haven't
watched
watched.
like a season of Grey's Anatomy, and quite frankly, wasn't for me. Honestly, I'll be honest. You're not missing anything if you don't watch Bridgerton. I happen to enjoy the show, but you know, it's like something like soft and warm, like it's like a hug. It's not like deep thinking, you know. If you are interested in things that are deep thinking, then you probably wouldn't like this. I kind of run the gamut. It kind of depends. Yeah, me too. It kind of just depends.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'll eventually come around because I feel like I'm the only person that I know that has not watched it. So I'll come around. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I get it. I'm trying to think of something, like, I've never actually watched Stranger Things.
Ooh,
I know and everybody's like, Stranger Things is amazing. And I tried to watch some of it. Because my roommates in college were watching it, like, when that first season was out. And I just was not, like, it just wasn't it.
That's a little trickier. It's a weird show. I don't know. And it's not even my kind of show, but for some reason, I saw the first season and I'm like, okay, now I just have to keep on watching.
Honestly, I started watching the show, like, my mom showed this to me. It's on Netflix. It's called Glow Up, and it's a makeup challenge show. And
Never heard of it.
I don't know. I'm like kind of addicted to it. Yeah, I hadn't heard of it either, but it started in like 2019 or something like that, or 2018.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. There's like 5 or so seasons. I don't know what season I'm on, like 3 or 4. It's good. It's quick. They're like 7-episode seasons. They have these really
weird,
cool.
like that I'll probably watch. Because I like challenges, I like game shows, I like I don't know. I'll watch cooking shows.
If you like a challenge show, you might enjoy Physical 100, which is kind of like Squid Games, but it's not fictionalized and they're not killing people. But they're these like legitimate physical challenges. They start with 100 people and then they you get eliminated by whether or not you can finish the challenge. One of the challenges is like teams of 6 and they have to pull a Viking longship up a ramp without any machinery. They get like a rope.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that on Netflix too?
It's on Netflix. It is a foreign show. I think it's in Korean, so you'll have to use subtitles. Some people are not into that. I'm not bothered by that.
I'm not bothered by it either. Okay, cool. Noted.
Yeah, that is hardcore. I think they just made another season of that too. So.
Okay. I'll look it up.
Yeah. Okay. Circling back around, I always get myself and whomever off topic on these things. So let me check the time. Yeah, I've had you here for a while, so I don't want to keep you here too much later. To kind of wrap everything back up, are you planning on having or being a part of any upcoming volunteer or self-love themed projects that people can get involved in?
So at the moment, nothing major to announce. My social media is very public. I will post whatever's upcoming. I may or may not sign up for another pageant soon. But as far as volunteer work goes, I will say I know a lot of people who just never know where to find volunteer work. Volunteermatch.com is amazing. If you're ever looking for any kind of volunteer work, you need some hours for your system or just hours for school. Doesn't have to be a system. Feel free to search the website. There's also an app called Deed. You can download the app and also look for local community service by you. Again, it is the holidays, so tons to do during the holidays in almost every city or a city near you. And just practice self-love every day. You know, you mentioned we're a little off topic, but at the same time, I don't think it was too off topic because being able to rest on a Sunday is self-love. That's okay.
Amen. And I love what you were saying about like checking out different websites. I had no idea about Volunteer Match, so I'll definitely check that out. But on that same idea, if you are looking for places to volunteer or organizations to get involved in, I found you can always Google volunteers for, and then whatever topic is of interest to you. And there's a volunteer program for anything, like we were saying before.
Yeah, and bring a friend. Hey, the more the merrier.
Yes.
I feel like I have a lot more fun or I enjoy. I mean, it's always fulfilling, but I just feel like it's much more exciting when you're doing it with someone else too. Like, hey, we're both giving back. Hey, we're getting somebody else involved. We're spreading the message. We're spreading the word. We're helping an organization. We're helping someone else. So bring a friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Brania, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me this evening.
Thank you for having me. I was so looking forward to this. I feel like we talked about this so long ago and now it's here. So thank you. Thank you.
Of course. And we're going to have to get together soon in person. I can't wait to come cheer you on if you compete again.
We'll talk about that when we get there.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I want all the details. Thank you so much, love.
Thank you for having me. Love seeing you again. Thank you for chatting.
You too. Bye. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the November installment of the We Aim to Slay self-care series. If you are interested in taking part in the self-care series throughout 2026, I will put the application link in the comments so that you're able to find it. If you're watching this on YouTube, you won't be able to click on the link out of the description box, but it is in my profile description if you go to the link tree. So that's it for November. I will see you next month in December for our final episode in the 2025 season and our last incredible guest. Thanks, you guys. Till next time. Bye.